everyone. Welcome to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone had a good week. Time seems to be going by so quickly. I feel like we just started the month of December and we're already 2 weeks away from Christmas and another week away from the new year. There's so much happening astrologically and energetically right now. I feel like I've been in the twilight zone since the start of December. It's not a bad place to be, but I feel a little not so grounded, if that makes sense. So listen, we have 2 more days of portal activations after today. And today is a very significant 12/12 gateway activation at 12:12 p.m. earlier today. Not to mention we have the full moon in Gemini tonight as well. So this is an intense activation of soul awakening. And those of you sensitive to the energies probably already feel this. And this activation is helping prepare you for the energies of 2020, leaving the past behind and deepening your connection with the divine, along with becoming more aware of the collective consciousness and how we are all one. And this activation will begin to transform you with each passing day. It's not something that, happens overnight. It's something that begins and then unfolds through a series of events, and, it's a process. But on top of that, we are finally completely out of Mercury retrograde in Scorpio as of Monday. So you should begin to feel some of the heavier emotional stuff lift a little bit. And you'll have a big window free from retrogrades from now until February 2nd. If you've been planning on doing anything new, everything from making new friends to launching new products or starting your own businesses, now is the time to do it. This is the time to seize opportunities. And even with the holiday period upon us, December has a really strong energy of just getting stuff accomplished. And again, getting stuff accomplished is everything from chores to self-improvement, anything that you've been wanting to get done, well, now is the time. And you'll also feel a sense of urgency, like everything needs to be done now. Like you have to get it done. It has to be completed. And in many ways, you do need to get it done. It's time to wrap up 2019 and lay the foundation for the new energies coming in 2020. And the energies will feel very supportive to any major plans that you're making for yourself, especially life-changing ones. So this is the time to do it this month. Trust your intuition, pay attention to synchronicities. Those synchronicities, they're helping guide you. And there will be plenty of time this month to enjoy yourself with friends, with family, traveling, learning, writing, spiritual pursuits, and teachings. I mean, it's a really good month, believe it or not. But it's life, so there will be some challenges. And one of those will be the fact that we have a solar eclipse on December 26th, which can cause some dramas with life-changing news and events. So you'll begin to feel these energies now, and some of you have already been feeling them, especially if you've been experiencing some major upheavals in your life over the last several weeks. Well, that's already the eclipse energies affecting you, along with everything else that's been happening. And this eclipse wraps up the storylines that began in 2018. So whatever you had going on during that year, the ending of that is with this eclipse. And even though the eclipse is on the 26th of December, it doesn't necessarily mean that your story fully gets resolved and wrapped up by the 26th. These energies can happen earlier and later. So it could drag on into the first part of the new year before everything kind of settles down for you and, everything gets resolved, or you've dealt with whatever emotional outfall has happened since 2018. And I, for one, I'm going to say, thank God. I'm done. 2019 has been a doozy for me. Tomorrow, we move into a new 28-day moon cycle, which runs from December 13th to January 9th. This is the rhythmic moon of equality, and the descriptive words are organize, balance, and equality. And I dropped the ball, and I was actually going to read you what it says in the galactic calendar about this moon of equality and what you can kind of expect. But guess what? I forgot to bring the calendar because I was too busy bringing my new handy dandy, beautiful flower plant from one of my clients that brought that to me today. So I will tell you all about the 28-day moon cycle on the next episode next week. All right, so let's get into what you can expect from tonight, December 12th through to December 19th as an overall theme, and then areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. General themes. Okay, this week, stress over finances and money could be high, especially for those of you who are barely making ends meet and you're attempting to get Christmas gifts for everyone. There could even be some envy and jealousy. There's just going to be flare-ups surrounding money and what others have. My advice is to talk it out. In my family, we decided several years ago that spending quality time together was more important than exchanging gifts. And obviously with children, that may be way more challenging, and you may just need to agree to only buy for the kids, right? So just figure out what works best for you and your family and your budget. And if you can only afford to buy for your immediate family, then you need to speak up. This is supposed to be a time of just being together, spending quality time. It's not about the gifts. It's not about the material items. Is that lovely and nice and wonderful? Yeah, but ultimately it's not about that, right? So you've just got to talk to your family, especially if it's stressing you out. And I know that it stresses lots and lots of people out, and it just gets bigger and bigger and harder every year to buy something, especially when you've been buying for the same person for like 30 something years, right? So figure out, you don't have to do traditional norms if it's going against the best interest of your family, your finances, and your situation. You should not be going into debt so that you can buy, all 100 people in your family a gift for Christmas. So really think about that and speak up. It doesn't have to be something ugly, but if it is a stress point for you in your life, talk to your family, figure out something that will work for everybody. And undoubtedly, you won't be the only one that feels that way. And just come up with cool ideas. Like Simon and I, instead of spending money on big expensive gifts that we could just buy ourselves, throughout the year whenever we want, or we basically just, instead of buying gifts, we use that money and put it in a vacation fund so that we can travel, because we like to do things on the weekends and during the summer. So we just save that money so we can do stuff throughout the entire year instead of saving up to blow it all at Christmas. Okay, anyway, let me move on. This week, you could also see some fear-based clinging happening in your life. You'll be looking at where you're holding on to things too tightly out of fear, and where in your life is someone holding on to you too tightly out of fear. And this could show up with fears surrounding money, people, situations, and, things, material items. And this week we'll call attention to your choices surrounding fear-based thinking and clinging. So if you're not paying attention to what you're thinking and feeling, then this could really kind of flare up and catch you off guard out of the blue. But if you're really aware of yourself, then you'll catch on like, oh, you know what? I'm freaking out about this. I've got some fear about it. So let me just hang on a minute, figure out what I need to let go of or what I need to move past. Some of you may feel a little depressed and hopeless for a time being this week due to how this energy is clearing out some of your deeper emotional junk. This could feel heavy and oppressive, and it'll just depend on each individual person. But the most important part about this energy is it's going to force you to make a drastic shift of perspective, or you'll need to kind of motivate yourself to take action to overcome this feeling, right? You have more power and control over how you feel than what you think. You can choose to focus on the negative and tell yourself a sad story and, feel like a victim, or you can choose to say, you know what, things happen. I'm going to feel what I need to feel, and then I'm going to pull myself up by the bootstraps, and I'm going to move on with my life, and I'm going to give back in whatever way that I can. So figure out what needs to happen there, especially if you start feeling a little down. Again, due to these activations and energies, this week you'll have another round of seeing the unseen, meaning there's much more to be understood in any current situation that you're facing that may not be revealing itself yet, or it is revealing itself, but you may be misunderstanding or misinterpreting what exactly is happening. Either way, eventually something about yourself and a situation will be revealed to you in time where you get a deeper understanding of yourself, the situation, and everything involved. With today's portal activation ushering in energies to close the door to the past behind you, you may also begin to experience moments of release, letting go, knowing what's done is done, it is what it is, and it's time to forgive, and it's time to move on. This is going to have everything to do with old patterns of behavior. And one of those could be your contribution to the dramas and the things that are happening around you. You are the common denominator. What pattern of behavior do you have that attracts drama into your life? Even something as simple as you saying, I don't like drama, attracts it into your life. The divine doesn't speak the language of what you don't want. It just feels what you're putting your energy into and gives you more of it. So think about where this applies to other areas of your life. What are you attracting to you that you don't like? And more than likely, you're going to realize that you're the one that is attracting it based on where you're putting your energy. And this is also a really great time to set intentions of what you want for 2020. Again, it's about kind of closing the door on the past, letting go of things. And when I say closing the door on the past, I don't mean like avoiding, denying, dealing with your junk. You've got to face it and you've got to find the solution, or you have to accept things and again, just be done with the energy there. So if you're still feeling emotional around some stuff, feel those emotions, don't avoid them, don't hide from them, don't distract yourself, allow yourself to feel, but then give yourself a deadline of, you know what, after this date, I'm going to leave all of that behind and I'm fully going to move forward. Okay, work. For those of you employed, you may be considering asking for more responsibilities or a promotion at work. Again, there's an energy of opportunities that could be coming up. So even if you don't ask, something might pop up where you're like, oh man, I really should apply for that. And, go for it. Some of you may be considering leaving your current situation. It's a really crazy energy. So lots of people it's a time of change and a time of transformation. So there's lots of new beginnings and lots of endings happening. And I'm getting that if you are considering leaving your current situation, I just keep hearing the words, it's likely to be really good for you. And just make smart moves, right? Don't just up and quit your job and not have any income to take care of yourself and your family. So be smart about these things. Okay, some of you may be worried about the safety and security of your job. Try to stay positive and look around to see what's out there for you just in case. Those of you that are unemployed and looking for a job, not too much happening here unless you've already had callbacks and interviews lined up. Love, for those of you in committed relationships and dating seriously, you could experience some greed and jealousy in your relationship. Issues around finances could come up. Some of you will be playing the blame game and comparing each other to each other. So again, there's like this projection of energies, But if you really pay attention, that person is just mirroring to you exactly what you feel and expressing it in a different way. Some of you may be dealing with fear in your relationship, whether it's, fear of rejection, whatever insecurities and fears you have that's keeping you from opening your heart completely. That's a block. So you've got to work through that. And I do feel like for some of you, it's you, your partner, or both of you have a fear that's blocking you, again, from allowing yourself to be vulnerable to one another. And I do feel like you just may be releasing that this week, so you finally connect more on a deeper level. So it's something that could just go away this week. It might take a couple of days more or a couple of weeks more, but ultimately it's what you're working through right now. And those of you that are happy in your relationships, well, I feel like that will be the case this week as well. Those of you looking for love, some of you will be dealing with fear blocks here too. That's keeping you from either putting yourself out there or meeting someone of value. For some of you, it's a subconscious fear of rejection. Others, you'll need to dig deep. And the bottom line, I do feel like you have to be open to love by allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And some of you may meet someone through your work or theirs. Finances, comparing what others have could pop up. So again, it's kind of like, comparing yourself to the Joneses. And some of you may get over your fear and worry of lack of money and realizing that it's not helping you, it's making the situation worse, because again, you're putting your energy into lack. So God only knows that's what you're putting your energy in. So you're going to get more of that. So focus on feeling abundant, see the blessings in your life. There's always something to be grateful for and to feel blessed about, no matter how dire your situation. Overall, it feels like a productive week financially when it comes to emotional blocks. Health, overall, it's a positive week physically for most. And with some of you already thinking about lifestyle changes for the new year, there could be some uncomfortable emotions coming up to be healed for a few of you. And you are releasing fear, and it carries a heavy emotional residue that needs to be felt and expressed in order to move forward. Lastly, spirituality. Everyone is about to take a big leap forward spiritually. Increase contact with like-minded individuals on a similar spiritual path as yourself will benefit you greatly. So connect with people. It's only going to help. That wraps up this week's intuitive messages. And tonight, my caller is Khadija in Adelaide, South Australia. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How can I help you this evening?
Well, I'm looking at the love department.
So,
hello?
Okay, you're looking, you can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, so you said you were looking for some information in the love department?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the things that I'm feeling with you, I'm having a difficult time telling if, I'm sorry, what?
Hello? Yeah,
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly.
Okay. So
hello?
in the love department. Hello? I can hear you.
Yes,
can
I'm
you
here.
Hear me?
No, I can hear you. Okay, good. We can hear each other. Yes.
Yes, we can hear each other. Okay. So when it comes to love, I'm feeling with you a feeling of almost feeling like you're trapped. And it's either you're feeling trapped in singlehood or you're feeling a little trapped in a relationship. But it feels like it's a little bit of a self-imposed limitation, if that makes sense to you.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so I really feel like if you just make a choice and then follow through with that, you're going to move forward. Well, let me ask you this. Are you feeling trapped in a relationship or are you feeling trapped in singlehood?
Singlehood.
Okay. Let me see what I'm picking up here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like you're actually to the point where you're just almost feeling like you're going to end up alone forever.
Yes.
Yeah, well, my concern too is I feel like you have been going out, but I almost feel like the problem is you're kind of like I almost feel like you're settling for less all of a sudden. I think you're getting, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I feel like you're almost feeling a little desperate and you're just kind of like, okay, I'm going to take whatever I can get.
Oh, yeah, it does feel that way.
Okay. Well, you do not have to settle for less and you are not destined to be alone. I do feel that I feel like you will meet someone between April of 2020 and October of 2020. But here's the catch. You have to do a you have to do a little bit of work on yourself. There's a part of you that is so worried about failure when it comes to another relationship that you're not fully allowing love in. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, that is so perfect. Yes, failure.
Yes. Whew. Yeah. So if you can do a little bit of inner work and face that fear and just know that you are not going to attract those. I feel like you've had a couple of relationships that were kind of ugly and not healthy at all.
Yes.
And I understand the trauma attached to that. I understand that trauma, being attached with that, and it makes it difficult to overcome opening up your heart. But I feel like that's exactly what you have to do is open your heart and look at this dating experience as something that is fun and that you're looking for a friend. I think you need to take the pressure off of yourself and just allow it to be a fun process. Because right now you're just like beating yourself up. You're in your head. And like I said, I feel like you've gone out on some dates. You have gone out on some dates, right? And and I just feel like you've been dealing with a couple of douchebags.
That's why they don't second date.
Yeah, I just feel like they have not, you know what, though, let them be learning lessons of what you don't want.
Yes.
And I think you just need to, also I feel like you need to increase your social circle.
Okay.
Okay, so I feel like you could use a couple of new girlfriends that are also single and in the same situation as yourself. So consider maybe going out on some like meetups, or, I mean, you're in Australia. I'm sure they have meetup.com there too, right?
They actually do, yes. And you're right. I just spend a lot of time with my married friends, which is not really healthy too much. They only want to talk about their husbands.
Okay.
So,
Okay, well, I think, whatever your interests are, I'm sure there's something on Meetup where you could meet some like-minded people and some single girlfriend meetup groups or something. And I think that will really help you too, because you kind of need to get your mojo back. You need to feel sexy and good about yourself again. And right now you're just feeling blah.
Yes.
Go get your hair done, get your nails done, go out with some girlfriends and just have a good time. And when you're out with friends, don't close the circle. Be open, make eye contact, smile. If a guy wants to buy you a drink, no matter what he looks like, say yes, because that's going to open up the energy for you.
Okay, I will try that.
Okay. And
Yes.
I just kind of feel like you need to also take it easy right now. I kind of feel like you're overdoing things. I don't know if you're working really hard or if I just feel like you're very busy.
Yes, I am. I'm a busy bee.
Yeah, and I just feel like you have some stress in your body. I'm not sure if you deal with any sort of chronic health issue or maybe back, neck, shoulder type things, but I feel like there's
Back.
something that's yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like you need to do a little bit of self-nurturing, a little bit of self-love so that you can
Okay.
not feel so, feel so fatigued at times because I think,
Yes.
there's moments where you're just go, 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 and then you crash really hard. And another thing kind of going along with this trapped feeling and this stuck feeling and like restricted in some way, um, I feel like maybe you're also feeling something similar in the work department and your finances.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I really, Khadijah, I kind of feel like you need this whole new, fresh energy to come in, and it may be worth it to consider looking around for a different job or finding something on the side that might fulfill you passionately in some way. I just feel like you need new energy to come in, and as well as um, doing that inner work because some of the things that have you stuck is just the fear blocks that you have. There's a part of you that feels at times that you're not good enough, or what if you fail, or you don't want, you know what I mean? It's just like silly stuff that
Yes.
goes all the way back to your childhood of feeling like you constantly
Yes.
have to prove yourself.
Yes. Mm.
Well, I think that is about all that I'm feeling for you. Like I said, if you do some work and you put yourself out there between April 2020 and October 2020, I feel like you could really meet someone that is going to be a good match for you. So I am sending you so much love, and thank you so much for calling in. And if you meet this person, please let me know because I love hearing success stories. Well, have a great night. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.